Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm making 10 cards in a collab with Kristie Marcotte and Jenn from Scrapbena Creations, where we are bringing you a ton of card ideas. So excited to do this, to collab. So a little bit about me and my areas of improvement for card making. It includes pattern paper. I just don't feel confident in it. I never know what to do with it. And so, yeah, why not join a collab with two pros? Because if nothing else, I'm going to learn a lot along the way. So for me, it was about getting outside my comfort zone and diving in. So what we are using for this collab is the Bella Blvd Chloe collection. I have the Ephemera that I'm showing you right here, which I've never really been a huge fan of Ephemera, but that has changed. We'll talk about that after this or through this video. And then the 6x6 paper pad from this collection. And so I'm just showing you what are some of the things I'm using. Now I do add a few additional items because of course this is not a full kit. It's just two main products. So I'm going to add dies within the time of creating these cards, as well as some embellishments and a little bit of, or some sentiments. Now my sentiments, if you've watched any of my other videos, I have a little container here that I'm going to show you of sentiments. And I just keep them off to the side. Maybe sometimes I make too many for a card and I just have extras. So I pulled out a bunch and I'm just going to push those off to the side and use them throughout my card making process for this. One thing that helped me really kind of pump out these 10 cards pretty quickly was the fact that I had my card bases ready. I know that's a very small thing, but it really was helpful because that was kind of the base of what I was doing and I could build upon it. So I don't know, it just really helped me in the designing process. So I'm going to start with card number 1 here, and I'm going to take some Barely Arced liquid adhesive. Now on this, I don't know if you can see, but I used a border die that I had from Spellbinders just to add a little scallop border die or border look to this piece of pattern paper. So I added that right there to the top and I cut it down to make it, because the card panel is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I did it a quarter smaller as far as the pattern paper. And then I put some foam adhesive on the back of this ephemera and a happy birthday. And of course, I consider this a clean and simple card. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of embellishment from Pink and Main. So I pulled out some of these really pretty enamel dots and they coordinate beautifully as far as the colors go. So I'm just going to lay those out and kind of pick random colors. I'm trying to hit some of those colors that I see in the pattern paper. This way it all coordinates and looks like these embellishments came with this this pattern paper set because they look really, really cute with it. So that's it. This one was very, very simple to put together. I mean, I probably should stop saying that because they were all very simple to put together. So, but yeah, so that's a couple close-ups of this first card. Let's move into card number 2 here. I'm going to pull out my paper trimmer. This is my Tonic trimmer. And I'm going to slice this cardstock right at an angle to give me another no, it's not a rectangle now. That's a triangle. And I'm going to score it and then fold it. So I remember when I first started card making, folding up your pattern paper was like the hottest thing to do. So I thought I'd throw it back to this look here for this card. And I am going to put this down onto my card base and get that prepped. Actually, I did decide to use this cute little kitty cardstock here. And I'm going to place that on there. So I'm trying to find ways. Again, I'm not a pattern paper pro. I'm just trying to experiment with it and figure it out. Although I may have to, after this process, I may have to get at least level 1 certification for this because I learned a lot and it was really, really fun. I know I am somewhat of a sunshine pumper at times when I get to card making, especially over these voiceovers, because I get so excited. But it really is true. I really did have so much fun with these cards. Okay, so I put this little kitty, because the theme of this collection is cats. So I put this little kitty peeking out, and I am using a piece of foam tape to hold that triangle piece that's fold it up so it kind of pops up still but stays in place. And then I'm going to add some other embellishments. And my sentiment says, any day spent with you is my favorite. And I have a little mouse there, a little milk jug, and a heart. So adding some embellishments is another thing for pattern paper and collections. You can make easy cards. All these cards are easy. But if you add a little bit of embellishment to them, it makes them unique and it makes them stand out. So it's just that little tiny extra bit of wow. And so that card is finished. This one was really cute and really fun to do. I love that little guy peeking out from behind the little thing. Okay, so we're moving on to card number 3. Card number 3, we're bringing out some Distress Oxide ink here. And this is Spun Sugar. So I don't think the ink pad looks as much like the ink when it goes down. It looks a little bit more of a blush color. But the ink pad looks lighter than this. But anyway, I'm going to put this down with a blending brush. And I just want a soft glow of pink. Because I used a heart die and I cut some of that pattern paper. And I just kind of want to see like a shadow of the ink behind the heart. That's all I was going for, not to cover the whole panel. And then once I get that, I am going to start putting my card together already. I used liquid adhesive throughout this process, as well as some foam tape I was trying to use up. And that's really all I needed. I don't usually use tape runner, although I have a lot of it. But when you're using liquid adhesive for pattern paper, this pattern paper is pretty thick, but sometimes it can get gloppy underneath. But with the Barely Art I have, and with my art glitter glue, I have a really thin nozzle, which is perfect for this type of project because it's not going to get lumpy or globby underneath. I'm pulling out the sentiment that I had, says you are always in my heart. I thought that was super fitting. And I added some heart embellishments on there. I don't know if you could see, those are from Trinity stamps. They're little bubble hearts, and you'll see those closer up in a little bit. Okay, so we're moving already into card number 4. Card number 4, I am putting down again some pattern paper. I love that this collection has a duplicate sheet, so you have 2 of every sheet because they are double-sided, and so I really don't like when it's one-sided and I get one of something, because then I don't want to use it and then I have a hoarding situation going on. So for this, I felt like I had options, so I like that. So I took one of the pattern paper pieces or pages has stripes of different kind of images, and one of them is that cute little strip that says beware of all the cuteness. So I just laid that down behind the kitty, and I am going to just start embellishing around. So I added the ephemera and the flowers, and I'm going to add some stickles. Stickles was my friend during this process, and I'm just going to add that to the center of the flowers. And I think I put a little bit, on the scarf of the little kitty. So yep, so that card is already finished. That was probably the fastest card that I did in this whole collection. And it's so great to have a simple card, and it's something I'm working through as a card designer, in that not everything has to be just take 2 hours to make. You know, I really am trying to go back to the reason that I love card making so much, and one of the main reasons is, well, selfishly, it's therapy for me. But then also the idea is to brighten somebody's day. And so, if I could make 10 cards with this collection in a matter of an hour and a half and have 10 people happy, well, then sometimes I want to do that but don't get me wrong, I do love my intricate cards, and I do love the therapy that it gives me when I get to just sit down and create for that long. So, okay, for this card, I used that border die again, the scalloped one. You can kind of see it up there on the left of the frame from Spellbinders, and I used it on both sides, and then just that was going to be sort of like the focal point for the center of the card. And I'm adding a fun sentiment. Now this sentiment, and as well as the other large chunky one that you saw, was from Pink and Main, from one of the kits. The most recent kit, actually, I think. No, the May kit. And so I'm going to add that. I thought that was so fitting. So you have here the 2 crowns. I'm taking the stickles and I'm adding it to the crown on top of the little kitten's hat. and I thought that was just a lot of fun. A little cat nap. Anyone else feeling like they need a nap throughout the day these days? I feel like to survive, I need to go take a nap. I don't get to, but I feel like I need one. Okay, let's move into card number 6. Now, card number 6, I'm pulling out these really thin pieces of foam tape. This is from scrapbook.com. I can't say enough good things about this foam tape. They have a new line of foam tape through scrapbook.com. You can get it up to 2 inches thick. Not thick like off your paper thick, but wide thick. And I should say 2 inches wide. 2 inches wide. But anyway, it's so good, and it's really, really convenient to have it in so many different sizes. So I'm going to make a shaker card, and I'm first going to put some acetate with this score tape here. This is 1/8 inch wide score tape. And I'm going to place that down all on the back of my card panel here. Now, this card panel was what I used to cut the heart in the previous card, one of the previous cards. So I thought, use it up. So I am going to take these really thin pieces of foam tape. Now, I only used 1 layer, and this was just fine. In fact, I didn't overfill my shaker, but it was enough to get the shaker bits moving around, which usually I double up my foam tape. I just didn't want to this time. And it was fine. It's also with these little thin strips, you can tear it with your fingers, which is really nice. So I'm just placing this down, and I'm going to skip ahead a little bit and get it all, sectioned off here. Next, I'm going to add some embellishments that I had in my stash. And I really love the color theme of these sequins here. They're like the confetti sequins with no hole. I need more of those in my life because they're so fun. And I don't get glue on my jewel picker when I put them down. Like the sequins with the hole. I always get glue on my jewel picker. It bothers me. Anyway, crafty problems 101. So now I'm going to fill up my shaker and pull off my backing sheet. When you're doing this, hold down your panel with one of your fingers so that it doesn't shake around. But I'm using my MISTI here because I'm going opposite and I want it to line up perfectly. So I placed that in there right on top, and it lines up with it 100%. It was just a great tip on how to do that when you want to fill the inside of your shaker but put your card panel on backwards. So I highly recommend trying that. And I just added congratulations to it, and that was it. That card is finished. Probably one of the quickest shaker cards I've made. Okay, card number 7, we are starting off like we've been. Got our panel, got our background paper here. Now this one I am creating a scene with my ephemera. So I have my end pattern paper. So I have my background, which would be sort of like the wallpaper. This one I'm putting down is the larger floor. So either, just mimicking a hardwood floor or a carpet. This one is the kitty's carpet. I'm going to place that down, and then I'm going to start putting together all the other pieces that I wanted to add. So there was this really fun kind of cat scratch board. I don't own a cat. What is that called? A scratch stick. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to place that down, and then I'm going to pop up my kitty and this little sign with the vet on it. And I added sunglasses and some sparkle to the kitten's sunglasses. So that was it. Just a fun, cute little card. I want a cat that wears sunglasses. That's pretty nice. It's pretty cute. Okay, so this one I am going to create like a bubble cloud. I did not have any cloud dies. I have cloud border dies, but I don't have any cloud dies that cut out clouds. So during this process, I figured out a way to spend more money because that's on the to-buy list now. But I created my own, which you don't need them. And so I'm going to just cover them a little bit with some tumbled glass distress oxide. And that's just going to give my little cloud pieces a nice little touch. So I'll show you how I'm going to put these together. The first thing we're going to do is get our base ready, our card panel, just as we have been. And we are going to start building our scene. So I took another one of those strips of the card pattern paper. And I am going to make it look like this is wallpaper again, and we're going to do another floor. Do you remember when everybody used to use the wallpaper borders? My whole entire house as a kid was covered in floral wallpaper borders. I think they're making somewhat of a comeback just with an updated look. I'm not a huge fan of wallpaper as it used to be, but they have come up with some pretty cool things nowadays. Okay, so I am going to make it look like my little kitty here is dreaming of some tuna and some fish, some other fish. So yeah, so that's basically the idea here. I just thought it was fun. And I popped the kitten up, but I laid down everything else flat onto the card. And so here we have just a couple close-ups of that cute one. Adia liked this one. I think she said this was not her favorite, but it was one of her favorites. She thought it was a really cute idea. Okay, let's move on to the next card here. I cut out 2 hearts, one with my dies, one to make a frame, one to be the insert. And this card is quite busy actually, but I ended up really liking it. So I don't know. Well, I mean, let me know what you think. I want to know what your favorite card is anyway of this, and if you like using pattern paper, I'd love to hear about it, because after this adventure, I'm going to be doing this a lot more, of making multiple cards with one collection, because it was just so fun. So I'm going to place this down, then I'm going to inlay this pattern paper here, and it's really cute words about kittens and just positivity. It's just adorable. And then I'm going to add a scene to this. My sentiment says, it's your day, you deserve the royal treatment. So I'm going to make it look like this kitty is getting everything they ever dreamed of. So, and again, I'm opting to lay down most things flat. I do want to send out a bunch of these cards, so I want to make sure that they're easy to go through the mail. The only thing, I think I pop up like one element on each of the cards, and that was it. And so, yeah, that's 1 or 2. I think I popped up the fish tank just to make it look like, there was a little bit of dimension there. But yeah, very busy card. Not sure if that's your style, but I ended up really liking it, which shocked me because this was a bit much for me to do. Like, it's just not something I would normally do. But anyway, this video is about stepping outside your comfort zone and trying new things. And sometimes you're just not going to like stuff. I mean, absolutely. I've been card making for, 13 years now? 12 years, something like that. And I make cards that I don't like. So you just got to experiment. You got to try and have some fun. We are moving into card number 10. It's a pretty simple card, easy to explain. So while I'm on the screen making the card, just wanted to let you know that I am going to do a giveaway of the rest of these items. So I've noticed lately, I do buy some things. Sometimes I do them for some, to try out new things, or, I'm doing a video particularly surrounding those products, and I'm just finding that I'm having a lot of excess. And I don't want the rest of these items to just sit in my craft stash, never to be touched again, or with the hopes that one day I'll magically have time and they just sit there. So I'm going to be giving away the rest of these products. So everything that's left over, which I will show you in just a minute. And a card of the winner's choice. So whichever of these 10 cards you want, I will send that with you with the rest of the products as well. So if you want to be entered into that, you can let me know in the comment section below, and I will respond back to your comment when I pick a winner in 1 week's time. So just look out for that, and then we could you can contact me via email. So here's a look at some of the leftovers real quick. Lots of full sheets, and then lots of strips and extras, as well as the ephemera. So there's just a lot of pieces left here, and I did not want this to just collect dust. So hopefully somebody out there can use it. And so, yeah, let me know in the comment section if you would like to enter that giveaway. So here's a final look at all 10 cards that I was able to create. Again, I really, really had fun with this. This was outside of the norm for me. I haven't made a multiple card video in a very long time. So I just really enjoyed the whole process of it, and I was so glad to join in the collab with Jenn and Kristie. So make sure you are heading to their channels to check out their videos. There's so many cards between the three of us. It's just ideas for days. But you can check those links out either below in the description or at the end of this video. You'll see them pop up. I will also list everything I used for this video below in the description if you wanted to check out any of those products. As always, if you have questions, just put them down in the comment section and I will be sure to get back to you. And don't forget to hit that Linktree link in the description box. That'll take you to other social media platforms where we can connect outside of YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.